So, do you think we're frugal?
Yeah, I would consider us frugal.
I don't
Not
know.
cheap.
I don't know if I think we're frugal. I'm not really sure. So, depending on who you ask, we may or may not be frugal. But we found a little test that we're going to go through.
I'm going to do it. All right, 17 things frugal people usually don't do.
And I don't know
This
if
is
we're
fun.
frugal
It's like
or not.
It's like a
but
quiz.
Yeah, it's like one of those online quizzes, or, well, you get the picture. And so we're going to go through this and see how frugal we are, because I'm not sure if we're frugal. There's some things where people would say we're frugal, and the other things I think people would be like, you're not frugal.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Anyway, most frugal people don't finance cars. Yes, we don't finance cars. We are out of that cycle.
We
Hallelujah.
got that one right.
Thank you, Jesus. We are out of that cycle. And yes, we bought our last 3 cars with cash. And once you break out of that cycle, we just keep saving up money each month like we would a car payment. So the next car we can continue to buy with cash.
Wait, we bought our last 4 cars with cash because you
4
bought
cars.
the Taurus, remember?
I did buy a Taurus. That's another story for another time. Frugal people usually don't overdraft their bank account. That's true. I can't remember the last time we've done that, so that's been really good.
Okay.
Frugal people usually don't compromise their dietary health to save money. I think that's definitely true. And that's one area people would say we're not frugal, because we spend a lot of money on groceries because we buy generally pretty clean food. We don't shop at Whole Foods a whole lot because it's more than a whole paycheck. It's like 3 paychecks, you know?
Especially with the amount our kids eat.
Oh man, we got some eaters in our household.
It's good. It's good.
But we value the importance of maintaining our health, and we know from a big picture that that's really important. Even financially, you could argue financially that that's a huge important thing, because if you don't take care of your health now, it'll be far more expensive later on.
Yeah.
Frugal people usually don't carry credit card balances. Check. We never carry a credit card balance. I encourage you not to do the same. Frugal people usually don't keep up with the Joneses. I don't think we do this, but we're Americans. I'm sure some of that creeps into what we do every day without even realizing it, but we are working to fight against that.
It's hard not to, but it seems like sometimes when you recognize it more. Maybe that's what they mean, is that you actually just recognize that that's what you're doing, and
you're
then
paying
you can
attention
stop.
to it. And you don't have to buy a new car just because your neighbor bought one. You don't
Even
have
though
to
you want
go
to.
on a Paris vacation just because whatever your friend on.
I want to go to Paris.
Linda wants to go to Paris. So if anybody wants to send us to Paris,
We're
if you
accepting.
have a Airbnb in Paris that you want to let us in on, we're in. Frugal people usually don't hang out with losers, according to this article. I don't think we do.
Which one of our friends would we consider
Who is the
losers?
biggest loser of our friends? No, we have so many fantastic friends and people in our lives. And there's an old quote that I've heard many times. I think it's by Jim Rohn or something, that you are the sum, or you will become the group of the 5 people you spend the most time with and the books that you read. And I really like that. I think there's so much truth to that, because reading books, particularly nonfiction, like just really can take us to another level in terms of growing as a person in so many ways. Obviously, the Bible is the best book we should be getting into, but there's a lot of wisdom to be gained from a lot of other people. And then on top of that, yes, the people who we're rubbing elbows with and we're spending time with and doing life with, they're going to rub off on us, and they're going to shape who we are. And so, yeah, it's really important not to be hanging out with losers. So find some winners. But I think we have to add the caveat here. There is a time to sow into people's lives and to be a mentor and to help someone up and out. And so even if they fall into that loser status, help them not be losers by reaching out and loving on them, right?
A couple weeks ago, we were at that Dave Ramsey event, and I think they said there are 4 people you need to have in your lives: friends, mentors, someone to mentor, and what was the other one?
I don't remember.
And they said you should have all of these people in your life, and you should have at least one of these people.
Yeah, and I think the point is you have somebody pulling you up because you're a loser to where they are, and then you have somebody who is a loser below you who you are pulling up. And
Stop calling them losers. It's horrible.
please don't be offended that we didn't write this article. It's their terminology.
We're just reading it.
But anyway, having somebody that you can pull up, someone who can pull you up to the next level, and then peers on your level.
Yes.
I think that makes a whole lot of sense.
Right.
Anyway, frugal people usually don't take fancy vacations, according to this. I don't think we take many tremendously fancy vacations, but we've been on a lot of really nice trips, and we've done it for free. And so check out our other video if you want to find out more about how we've done that. And we really enjoy a good vacation. And
This is one of those things that
some people hate traveling, but we really enjoy it.
I almost don't agree with, because I feel like family vacations are kind of an investment into your family.
But you don't necessarily need to spend a whole lot of money for that to happen,
True.
as we have proven.
But
I do think it's important.
I think that it's important. And I know
sure.
your parents, they didn't have a lot of money to spend, but they would take you guys camping and do just
Yeah,
Try
and
and
we
do
went
fun
on and we went on
things.
real vacations with hotels and stuff too, occasionally. Frugal people normally don't forget to price compare or price shop, and yeah, absolutely guilty.
I
like,
forget this all the time.
I don't. There's
I do.
nothing I buy that I'm not.
I come home from the grocery store and Bob goes, "Did you see how much this cost?" And I'm like, "No."
Like sometimes I know that I'm paying more for something, but it's intentional. There's a reason behind it. I'm not accidentally spending more. I'm not getting ripped off that often. It's pretty rare for me.
I guess when I buy clothes, I look around.
Good. Frugal people normally don't automatically opt for employer offered health insurance.
Well, okay, so when I was working at the church, we had completely free health insurance. So we definitely automatically opted for that. But then I quit and now I just work with you. And I automatically opted for that too.
The thing here is, yes, we got out of our regular health insurance once we became self-employed and moved to Medishare, which we have another video or two about that we can point you to. And yeah, and we save a ton of money by doing that. We saved almost 50% on what we would have been paying for health share, for health insurance.
Health insurance, right.
Frugal people normally don't fail to contribute to a 401k. Yeah, one of the best things if you have an employer match at your company, if they're willing to put in money for every dollar that you put into your 401k or 413 or 403b, like that's free money. So just go get it. It's worth it, and it's a guaranteed return. If they're putting in $1 for every dollar, that's a guaranteed 100% return. Like you can't get that anywhere. That's definitely not something you want to pass up. Mm-hmm. Frugal people never stop learning. I think that's a bold statement. I think there are plenty of frugal people who do stop learning. In our case, like I'm a lifetime learner. I enjoy learning. I thrive on learning, and I think we both like learning, different types of learning. And yeah, I think that has nothing to do with frugality, but whatever. Frugal people also don't even consider the idea of not having a sufficient life insurance policy in place. So frugal people like life insurance. Sure.
I like life insurance.
I like life insurance. I think it's a good move. Frugal people do not waste food. I think that's pretty true for us. Like I hate wasting food.
We work hard not to.
I mean, I've read some of the stats about, I think it's like 26% maybe of food in America goes to waste, which is just staggering to think about. They would go to the grocery store, and if you buy 4 grocery bags, that one of them would just entirely be wasted. Like it's terrifying to think about, really.
Yeah.
And so we do work hard to eat all of our food. And I don't like expired food either. So we really got to be on top of it to make sure that we're getting everything eaten.
Or we just give it to the kids.
Yeah. Frugal people don't fail to keep a stockpile. So I'm thinking this is about like groceries and stocking up on stuff when it's on sale. We do a little bit of that. It's not,
little bit.
Yeah, we do a little bit of that. Frugal people don't usually pay full price. I think there's a lot of truth to that for us. I don't like paying full price.
Yeah.
But
But
sometimes,
paying full price for what?
I don't know, everything.
Buying a new car or a house, piece of furniture from Goodwill? I don't know. I feel like we might be 50-50 on this.
Yeah.
I think it depends on what it is.
Frugal people don't normally forget to check insurance rates annually. I shop around for insurance rates, but definitely not annually.
Really?
How about you? I'm sure you do it annually.
I don't care.
So it is a good thing to do. I just don't do it annually. Probably do it every maybe 3 or 4 years, I would guess.
Number 17. Don't you want to know what it is?
Frugal people do not spend emotionally.
I guess I'm not that frugal.
So I think there's no doubt here that not spending emotionally will help. I think the reality is that we are making purchases guided by our emotions to some extent. It's just a matter of how much. The idea of, I had a really bad day, I'm going to go buy a new car. Like that type of thing. It's like, that's going to really screw
That's
you up.
pretty intense.
Yeah.
Go buy a new dress.
Go buy a bag of M&Ms on a really
then-
bad day.
Yeah, I do spend emotionally, but I have a little hack for it. Normally for me it's clothes. Like that's what I like to spend my
That's
money
your
on.
thing.
And so what I do is I just keep it in the bag with the receipt and keep the tags on it.
So you go to the store, you bring home 4 things, you have the tags on them.
I literally
Did
I
you
will
try
do this
them
for,
on
like,
in the store?
sometimes, yeah. Or if I like order it online or something, I'll try it
yeah.
on. But I won't like wear it's not like I'm like wearing this to, the grocery store and my kids got spit up all over it. It's not like that. It's just sometimes I just need a minute to have the thrill and have the kind of like
The emotional release of buying some clothes.
It's so true. And then I'll take it back. One of my best friends, like she would buy emotionally all the time, and then she would have this stuff in her closet that she'd worn once and she hated. And I totally got her doing this now. She's like, Linda, you would be so proud of me. I kept it. I kept the receipt and I kept the tags on it. And I would say, well, just take it back. And she'd go, I don't know where the receipt is. I took the tags off. Why did you do that? Like, she didn't even really wanted it. She just wanted the release. So sometimes I'll do that.
Okay. Awesome.
But I take it back and I get my money back. And then I spend it on something else.
And the cycle continues. So, if you like this video, hit the like button, let us know. Subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you in the next video.